Welcome to Wheel Stutter Blindly.
Yeah, make some noise!
Welcome to Wheel Stutter Blindly. I'm Wheel.
I'm Stutter!
I'm Blindly.
Yes, you are.
And here we are.
But I can see now. I got it back this week.
Here we are.
You can see clearly now?
Yeah, it's 2020.
The rain is gone?
Yeah, I was faking the whole time.
I knew it.
We all know you were
I
faking
called it.
Actually, what do you guys think of that? I was listening to, so I love Tuesdays with Stories. It's my favorite podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to their
Shout out Mark Norman.
Mark Norman, Joe List.
Yeah.
Joe List is actually my favorite. But so it's on Patreon, but they were having a debate about what's better, being blind or deaf.
Ooh.
Which is better?
Would you rather be blind or rather be deaf?
Ooh.
If I was deaf, I'd probably still be married to my ex.
So one vote for blind. Would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I don't know. But
Blair's on the fence.
We're on an event.
the constant yapping. Fucking.
I'd rather be...
There's pros and cons.
Yeah. Because, like...
I think blind. I'm living the fucking dream.
Yeah.
But
You can't even touch people inappropriately.
But you don't know you're doing it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the best part.
No, you don't know you're doing
You
it.
know what you do.
It's just something squishy.
Yeah. What's this?
But deaf, you lose music.
Yeah.
You lose stand-up.
Yeah.
No, but you can feel the music, can't you?
You can feel the you can feel the bass and stuff.
Like if I were to touch a speaker, it'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
This
Anybody
is
ever,
fun.
did you...
But not the lyrics. Unless it's loud enough.
There's an interpreter.
Like if you... No, but that too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And that's like stand-up, there's interpretation, but I think you lose the context, right?
That movie, It's All Gone, Pete Tong. Did
Yeah.
you see that? That's a
That's a
good
great movie.
Real good movie. DJ loses his hearing over time.
Like, you can feel vibrations.
So he starts learning how to mix music
Yeah.
by...
I wonder if that's like a modern version of Beethoven, because he was like that, right? Beethoven or Mozart? Which one went deaf?
I think
think
it's Mozart.
From like lead poisoning, I think, right?
Ooh, tough call. I got $50 on Beethoven.
Beethoven?
Look it up!
I think it was Mozart.
Dante. Settle this.
Okay.
I think it was Mozart.
But he would put his head on the piano, and that's how he'd write.
So wait, are we seeing if he's blind or deaf?
Deaf.
Mozart or Beethoven. They're both dead, but one of them was deaf before he died.
Eh,
They're both deaf now.
Yeah.
everyone's deaf when they're
Dead.
dead.
Deaf and blind.
It's the worst. Paralyzed.
Okay, so Beethoven
Oh,
was deaf.
okay.
He was totally deaf by the time he was 44 or 45.
Yeah, in your face. Take that, Jared.
Mozart was not deaf.
Yeah, but
No.
40,
Get super
44 back. Like, what year was that?
I don't know.
Sometime in 1798.
Yeah, so like 44 back then is like 84, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, wait, hold on. No. He first noticed difficulties with his hearing in 1798. So he was 28 at that time.
Okay.
So then add another 20 years to that. So 1816. That's when he started going completely deaf.
Yeah. And I think I read that they exhumed, or they have his hair or something, and it's like, they think it's lead poisoning now.
Word on the street is that he's actually black. Did you hear that?
Beethoven?
Yeah.
Is that just because Tracy Morgan played him?
No, but there people are saying, like, if you trace the genealogy, he's actually a black guy. And
Really?
They're trying to hide it.
Do you think historically
Why?
they would
Because
say a black
that's
guy
what
was
people
white?
do. Sorry?
Do you think historically they would do that? Say a black guy was white?
Yeah, they would.
I
If,
think they would.
Oh,
If
I
he was
think
great-
in history, right?
I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys
A
noticed
lot
or
of the
not.
history were taken away, like black people invented certain things, and then white people took credit for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed it or not, but we made Jesus white.
He's the only white guy with blue eyes born in the Middle East, yeah. Fucking
You
moonwalking
think
across
Jesus
that
was
line.
Arab?
He was
You think
born
Jesus
in
was.
Yeah, he was something.
born in whatever that place is. Kenya? No.
Galilee. Galilee. Galilee.
Galilee. Yeah, he's in the Middle East. And we all came from
I guess he
Kenya,
was
right?
born
Is that
in
what you say everyone
Beethoven.
is?
Or Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Oh, what do you call it? What's that
Born in
town?
Bethlehem.
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 Bethlehem?
Bethlehem.
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 I like him.
You can't
I'm
like
looking
ham.
at this picture right
What?
here.
I can like whatever I want.
Bethlehem.
Why?
You're not an observant Jewish person?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't watch Jewish people? An observant Jewish?
Oh, I've done many Jews. But yeah.
Oh, I made what I thought was the best post of all time.
Oh.
I had 2-hour Jared at my stove.
These
Yeah.
stories are always great.
I had.
I thought it was going to be so good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, it was.
It was funny.
Okay.
2-hour Jared was at my stove with a cast iron frying pan cooking these like really thick Iberian pork chops, right?
I thought he was dead.
2-hour Jared is also Jewish. So anyways, it was a Friday night.
Yeah.
So I started like filming him or whatever, and then filmed me, and I'm like, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. You know, like no better way to celebrate Shabbat than having a nice big 1.5-inch thick pork chop
On Friday?
Yeah.
on Friday.
After sundown?
After
Yeah,
Sunday,
that's sundown.
And was he like more than 1,000 steps from home?
pretty much.
That prick.
Yeah, he's breaking all the rules. So I posted it, but in the comment I put hashtag stand with us, which is like a pro-Israel,
Yeah.
right? As we hashtag free Palestine, right? So I got
Hashtag Gaza strong.
Yeah.
so I got all that in there, and then there's this person that I grew up with that whatever. I
Who
don't,
she work with, where?
not very
She works with an Indian
high
guy,
up
Adolf.
high up people in the Canadian government, very high up,
Very high.
There's a lot of high people.
but
in
on the
Canada.
right side, right? So they're how they're all like pro-Israel and you can't say anything or whatever. And I don't know. I suppose it just saw the the free Palestine or whatever and lost their mind. But she like commented,
Axe
what a
attacks.
disgusting statement. Shame on you. And I'm like, so I responded, well, what's worse, me saying it or the Jewish guy cooking it? No response.
Nothing, eh?
It was a good pork chop.
Crickets. It was a
I was there.
great pork
Yeah?
chop.
Yeah.
When I was in my younger days, I worked at a Jewish hospital in Toronto.
Okay.
And one day a guy we got pizza for lunch
Yeah.
with pepperoni on it. We didn't even think about it. And we ate it in like the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then like the rabbi who like took care of the place saw it and freaked out, and they had to like re-bless the whole cafeteria, clear everyone
Oh
out.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
I didn't know
pink.
back then. I grew up in Hamilton, man. I didn't meet a Jewish person until like 3 years after I moved to Toronto.
There's some Jewish people in Hamilton.
There are, but I feel like when you're a kid, like I didn't know anyone's religion.
Yeah.
Like I remember going on our grade 7 or 8 trip to like Quebec City, and one of my roommates like pulled out his mat and prayed like 5 times a day facing one wall,
Oh, yeah.
and I had no idea what he was doing. And we're all like, "What are you doing?" And so yeah, we just didn't know back then.
Now it's like so in your face.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something, I forgot.
But yeah, no, I grew up
Free
in a
house.
I grew up in a very religious area
yeah.
in Toronto. And I worked for years in a religious school.
Oh, okay.
Man, yeah.
Well, I always thought it was, I don't know, it's just a culture shock thing. When I lived, the first house we had here was in a Jewish neighborhood. And I'd get on the bus going home and it'd be like Orthodox
Yeah,
Jewish people with like reading the
yeah.
book that, whatever it is.
Man, Jewish,
Not whatever it is. That sounds like shit. Reading their Torah.
yeah. I used to be fun, man. They used to always like give me free shit. He's always like, I haven't done charity yet today. Here's money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well, that's what and also the, I forget what you call it, the curly Q they got going on down
Yeah,
there.
hey, it's
pay
Yeah, that is to represent the corner. They used to leave a corner of each field unharvested.
Yeah.
So that people that didn't have money, poor people, they could come in, they could take the corn or the wheat or whatever it is out of that one corner.
Oh.
And that represents it. I never knew that before. But
I found it interesting too. Like I had, because I went blind like when I was an adult. It's hard and I was fucked up, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was in counseling and stuff, talking about how, like, it's hard to ask for help. I was like 28.
Yeah.
Right. And she said to think of it in Judaism, a mitzvah is not helping someone, it's giving someone the opportunity to help you.
yeah.
It is helping somebody, though.
But it's like a mitzvah is I gave you the opportunity to help me, and in Judaism you're supposed to help people.
Yeah.
So that's, and I just sent
And
Blair
it's
across the
like
fucking
a
room,
good deed, you know?
down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you about too, Blair. I was reading today about how this is a great policy by the city, by TTC,
Oh, yeah.
where they're just reassessing people for Wheel-Trans and saying, "Oh, we think you can take the subway." I was reading about
Oh, yeah.
I was reading about a
So they can cut.
65-year-old quadriplegic woman. She's been quadriplegic for 35 years. They reassigned her from being able to use Wheel-Trans all the time to there's 3 levels, right? Temporary, you can always use it. You can use it sometimes. They reassessed her as she can use it sometimes. And she's like, the only time I use the subway, my wheels get stuck in between the getting on the train.
Yeah.
And I
I've
have panic
heard
attacks
this.
going down there.
I heard of this. So I don't use Wheel-Trans at all because
I know it's shitty.
it's horrible.
He has some experiences.
Yeah, they left me abandoned at a mall one night
Shakiest hand
in the
job.
middle of the winter.
Oh, that was...
They were like coming to me, like the security guys going saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I got to kick you out of here."
Yeah.
Like, and I had no way of getting home. I couldn't drive because it was too cold and just, whatever.
Not that you have other options. Like, this is fucked up. We'll leave here and I'll get an Uber, and it's like 2 minutes. And then Blair will look for an Uber accessible, and he'll just say, "Nah,
Yeah,
don't
but
have
on
any."
3
He
apps,
called
I have.
3 cab companies.
They're all the same
He
driver,
called
though.
3 cab companies.
It's actually 4 cab companies because 2 are on one app.
Okay. You called 4 cab companies. You called one cab company an hour before and told them, "I'm going to call you in an hour. Could you find me an accessible cab? Please."
Yeah.
He called back an hour later. They still haven't had an accessible cab.
Which I think is bullshit. Like, not bullshit the fact that I honestly think that they're like just trying to not set people up with rides so they can say, "Look, there's no demand."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's when things get. I didn't want to hear me talk about that shit. But when things get privatized for profit,
Yeah.
that's what
But
happens.
they also, with the TTC, right? Sometimes 2 people in chairs can go on the same streetcar.
Which is ridiculous.
If somebody else is even with a freaking locker, 2 people can't go up there at the same time for like insurance reasons.
Yeah.
And some drivers are happy to help you, however, they can't because they are chained by the TTC.
So even me, like on some of the streetcars, because they decided not to make the ramps like 6 inches, 8 inches longer, some of the stops, it's like that to get up into the streetcar. And they're not allowed to come behind me and just hold me so I don't roll backwards.
But the TTC is allowed to say, well, we can, the shared Wheel-Trans thing where they can say, the family ride, I think they call it, family of rides, where they'll take you so far, but like if you're close to an accessible station, they'll just drop you off. Like, oh, you can go from here on the streetcar because it's accessible. See you later.
Yeah. It's...
And they don't think about how...
Well, it might be icy, it might be snowy, might be a gap, might be
and
whatever.
not only that, like even just cold, like,
Yeah.
we're not walking, obviously, we're not moving,
And
so we
also-
sit here and we freeze.
Now, some
So 5
elevators
minutes
don't work
outside.
in the city.
A lot.
A
Don't.
lot of elevators don't work.
Yeah, you wear like a toque in July sometimes, right? Like if you're...
Yes, I'm cold.
Yeah. So those drop you in...
I'm sitting in here right now and I'm cold.
You're...
I'm hot.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
just a
oh,
whiner,
Jared.
but whatever.
Jared's always hot and I'm always cold. You should see my apartment. I got the window open,
Yeah.
but I've got a toque on.
Why
And
the window
sometimes-
open, Blair?
Sometimes the air conditioning.
Alright. Cool. No, like, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
The only experience I had on a wheel trans was an interesting one.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell it here. Just come to my shows.
come
I'll
to-
tell it there.
Great joke.
Come to my shows and you will hear all about my shaky experience on a wheel trans.
This guy knows shaky
I
experience.
know shaky experiences very well.
I did read a thing today, too. They studied the transit costs for, like, because Eglinton, the crosstown's going to open, June 1st.
No.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it won't. No, it won't.
Maybe.
No, it won't.
Um,
Over under. What do you think?
but they studied the cost of building it here because we do. So a lot of cities in, like, Europe and Asia, what they'll do is we're going to build a subway. So,
They
like,
get it done in 3 months.
well, the planners that work for the city will plan it out, and then they'll start building it. In Canada, what we do is we'll say, let's build a subway. Let's hire a bunch of consultants to figure out where we should build it.
Yeah.
So our subway, South Korea built the same length of one.
Yeah.
Ours cost $1 billion a kilometer. Theirs cost $4 million a kilometer. Because of fucking consultants, because we won't hire people to work for the government anymore. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, we're $35
And then they
billion.
never get the right consultants in on it.
No, it's all buddies. I know someone who works Metrolinx, and they're like, "Do you want a job at Metrolinx?" Well, I don't really know that stuff. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what your qualification is.
Good money.
It was like the city spent 4.1 or $2 million a couple years ago to remap the path and make it easier for accessibility and everything.
How is Blair?
It's great.
Fucked.
They
And
all-
then, I said my friend Luke from Stopgap, him and I would do it for $2 million. We'll do it for $2 million.
yeah, and I'll do it better.
Half the cost.
Yeah. Well, that's the city just got dinged too because the city of Toronto last year paid $11 million in subscription fees for Microsoft
Yeah.
for people that don't work there anymore.
Yeah.
It's because they're not allowed to hire people and pay them decently to fucking check stuff like that. Like, that's a job. Licensing is a job. It's complicated. It's crazy.
That'd be a boring job,
And
but
It's a shitty job, but it's a job.
it's needed. for
It's
sure.
needed.
$11 million.
$11 million in
What,
wasted
like
money.
Outlook fees and all
Yeah.
that shit.
Because they're not allowed to pay someone $150,000 to
Why
take
can't
care of
they
it.
pay that person?
They cut, like, that's like hospitals this year had to cut their budgets by 0.2%, but the budget for paying for private surgeries went up by 240%.
Yeah.
So I don't know where if there's any corruption or anything, but it seems weird to me.
And like the TSB school board has spent all that money on like iPads or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Heard about
Chromebooks. Chromebooks.
Yeah, Chromebooks.
Yeah, my kids have them.
Spent all the money on Chromebooks and stuff.
Buying laptops.
Buying
for kids?
laptops.
Every kid gets a Chromebook now.
Yeah.
They get one in middle school, and I think it's refreshed in high school.
Wait, they get to keep it?
Just for while they're in school.
So for like 12 years.
For like 3 years.
Even
and then
this
they go
summer
on
breaks?
4 years. Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They don't have like...
Notebooks anymore.
Yeah, they don't do that shit anymore.
So-
Although my older son, he had to go stop at the store and buy fucking whiteout yesterday.
What? Is he sniffing it?
It sounds racist to me now. I could buy some whiteout. But yeah, they have to write stuff in French.
No, but it's funny. I got a computer in school, right?
I huffed it.
What?
Whiteout. I
Yeah.
huffed it.
Just what?
Yeah.
You know who invented it?
No.
Mickey Dolenz mother, the guy from the Monkees.
Oh.
Oh.
That's why he wouldn't do reunions, because he was like a billionaire by the time they broke. His mom was a secretary.
Oh.
And she took like White House paint and watered it down
Nice.
and used it when she was working, then
Yeah.
she sold it.
There you go.
White House paint? What do you mean?
Like White House paint.
Oh.
Not from the White House.
paint out
Okay.
white.
Yeah, not like really rare from the White House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is from Donald Trump's portrait. It's used to correct your errors.
Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin.
I thought it was the paint specifically. Like they
From
had
the
their
White House.
own paint that they
From the
used.
White House.
It covers up graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she bought just white paint and watered it down.
Watered down.
Yeah.
Then put in little bottles and sold it to whatever 3M or whoever bought it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I love shit
good.
like that. I love shit like
good.
that.
That's crazy.
A
I
lot
didn't
of
even know.
inventions come from simple shit.
Yeah. And they hide this, but she was black.
Really?
Probably.
No.
I know she was deaf.
Or blind. Maybe she was blind.
Maybe she was both.
Let's see. What was
Maybe
her
she
name?
Helen
went-
Keller? Okay.
Maybe she went
Mickey.
deaf from
What's your
huff
thing
and
on
paint.
Helen Keller?
Dolenz, I think is the last name.
What's your thing on
Helen Keller?
about people online? There's a huge online community saying that Helen Keller was not real. That Helen Keller was fake.
Like Helen Keller, Sherlock Holmes.
She's fake news. People are always
Yeah,
saying
like
it's
Helen
fake.
Keller was fake.
She landed on the moon.
What?
She landed on the moon.
Was that real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Helen Keller did it.
Yeah. She also flew an airplane.
That's right. I don't know. She was real. She invented a communication method that I don't know. I've met a
I
bunch
never
of stuff
heard
like
that.
It's a huge, huge community saying that Helen Keller was fake.
Yeah, well, it's easy to pick on a deaf
Like,
blind
was this
community.
before TV? Was Helen Keller before TV?
Yeah.
Well, she was in
Well-
her 30s, I think, wasn't she? Dante.
Helen
30s
Keller.
and
Helen
40s,
Keller.
I think.
But she gave speeches and stuff. They have recordings of
Yeah.
her giving speeches.
Black and white.
Yeah, black
It
and
wasn't
white.
color, black and white.
Yeah, it's black and white.
Well, then obviously she's alive, or she was alive.
Yeah, but
Yeah. She
people
gave a
think that
speeches?
she was like...
Not deafblind? Like Stevie Wonder's
She
not blind?
died in 1968, and she was born in 1880.
Yeah.
What'd she die from?
Deafblindness.
Old age?
Yeah,
She's 80
88,
years old.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know, the whole conspiracy.
Well, I didn't know she was deaf and fucking blind. She could have tripped downstairs. I have no fucking
Could have
clue.
been anything. But there is, in the blind community, there are 10 million Helen Keller jokes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there would be.
yeah, of course. You're allowed to do it.
Yeah. And some of them are pretty clever.
You have one?
Give us one.
This is really, I can't do that.
Do it.
All right.
Do a Helen Keller joke. Oh.
We're going to cut that one, Dante. Just cover it with a
I'm in
gong.
the toilet.
But it's, you have a disability. There are dark jokes
yeah.
that you tell among each other, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's fine. It's just like whatever.
I came up with a pretty good one yesterday. I'm gonna say
That's
it.
a first. I knew you had it in you, Blair. I'm joking. Let's hear it. Or do you want to share it here?
No, I want to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
save it.
wrote some good ones yesterday.
Good disability jokes or jokes?
What's the difference?
Good jokes.
What's the difference, Dante? If I said to you, did you write good jokes or black jokes?
Black
What would you say?
jokes. No, I wrote a
First
joke.
of all jokes that I do,
Are
because I'm black, are
black
black
jokes.
jokes.
No, but
Same
I
with
wanna-
you.
You do what you know.
Yeah, that's the same with me because I'm black.
the premise of the joke is inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
The ending is kind of disabled.
Well, it's your experience, all right?
My experience.
I used to, kind of struggle with that when I'm writing stuff. It's like, well, everything's about being blind. It's like, but I'm blind, so I
Yeah.
guess that's what it is, right?
Unless you're doing social commentary, then everything is. If you're doing jokes about
I
my
shouldn't-
experience, if I'm doing jokes about my experience, it's mostly with disability, and I got the light, or the rolling in the ocean, and we're realizing Todd is not home, but how you can find me at JaredNathanComedy.com. Jared Nathan.
I missed the light.
Yeah, how do people light you on
Oh
stage?
man,
They don't.
There's a timer on his watch.
I put a timer on my watch and just hope for the
true.
best.
some people
I usually
try
go
to light
short.
you. I see people try to light you. And
Yeah,
I
it's
say,
great.
"You blind.
Do
Okay.
you tell them light me at like whatever and then just ignore them?
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious.
I've
Go
done that
long.
before.
Go long 10
Right.
minutes.
Yeah, just like me at 6.
You can find us at Wheel Stutter Blindly on Instagram and Patreon. Check
YouTube.
out our nice account. And Blair, where can we see us perform? As you yawn.
Pornhub. We're on Pornhub. Disabledist.com.
Down syndrome fucking.
Check out our OnlyFans. There's only one of them.
Comedy Bar Danforth, once a month. You can check it out on disabilityprivileges.com. I don't know if Jared already said that because I really wasn't paying attention. That's my ADHD.
Able as fuck.
It's my ADHD going.
Some disabilities you can't see.
Yeah.
It's not a disability. It's just stupid.
Well, no, it's not.
He's stupid.
Hard of thinking is a
not
polite
that
way
I'm
to say it.
stupid. I have 80,000 things rolling around your head at one point in time.
Okay.
Sorry, we're
Wrap it up, bitch.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Wrap it up.
See? Goodbye.